Overwatch 2's newest heroes may be available right from the start and will no longer be tied to the Battle Pass, says Jared News, as that's going to be the goal going forward. Hopefully that they can implement it in the upcoming seasons and everything. This was revealed during a group up podcast by one of my favorite Overwatch content creators, SVB. Absolutely amazing content creator, and his group up podcast is one of my favorite things to listen to on a Saturday or Sunday morning whenever they do come out. And this one was a very interesting one, a huge surprise that we got to sit down with Jared News and SVB, and they talked about the monetization, they talked about the events, they talked about the future of PvE, and it was very enjoyable to listen to for that 1 hour. So I'm going to give you guys a bit of a summarized version. Bear with me as we get through this video. I will say there is a lot of good news in here and there is some bad news in here, because in regards to the bad news, there were some really interesting questions that were asked to Jared News, who is the executive producer for Overwatch 2, and he kind of went around them. I'm not going to lie, like, he pretty much blatantly went around them with PR talk. Like, if, for example, when he was asked about the future of PvE, he basically said, yeah, we're looking into PvE and we're looking to do more things in the future. It was just kind of, oh yeah, there will be PvE stuff, just, you know, shrug, like, it is what it is. You guys will get it when we finish it. Like, whenever it happens, it happens. Like the Lilith Moira, like, you know, Halloween event that happened, like this type of content, and of course the story content. He didn't really, you know, give us a proper timeline or when any of this new PvE content will come, or for example, like the story mode will go on. Instead, he was just kind of like, yeah, we kind of, you know, we want to do a story mode release, then do some other stuff in between, then do story mode. So basically he's saying, yeah, the story mode stuff is basically going to be Archives 2.0. Like, the event will be like Archives 2.0, where we will circle around the years, come to a lore event, and then go back to silly, you know, themes or different themes. Now, the major draw, like the major takeaway from the news within the question and answer session was basically Jared said that they are looking to eliminate the process of a new hero being in the Battle Pass and allowing players to have access of them right from the start. I wish there was a little bit more clarification on what's going to happen with the current heroes. I do believe he said that they are looking into it, that what to do with the current heroes, and that, yep, it's probably not the best idea that the more new heroes come out, the more they stack up, the harder they are to unlock. So these concerns are in their line of sight and they are looking to address them, which I really appreciate. You know, this has been a big community concern for a while. Now, there are some things that I wasn't a fan of, but I'm going to come to them in a little bit. He said for quick play, the lever penalties are here to stay, because there was a lot of people with almost a 90% lever rate. Like, they would basically leave 90% of their games, and the numbers have drastically dropped. And you know what? I don't have an opinion on lever penalties. I don't really leave games. I know there are people that, you know, may have to leave for work, or a package came in, or you know, they might have an emergency, have to go for something. You know, I don't have a say in this. I talk about stuff that I can from personal experience. So you guys let me know, what do you think about the fact that lever penalties are going to stick around with us for the foreseeable future? Now, furthermore, Jared News kind of went on and talked about that there are big collabs that are coming. Some collabs may be anime or K-pop like, but then there are going to be some more collabs that are a little bit different out there, but still in that geeky nature of, you know, our pop culture and things like that. So who knows, we may even get in a collab with another game, a collab with this, a collab with that. Let's see. I'm excited. I'm a fan of the art team. The art team hardcase this game, let's be real. So let's see what they've been cooking up over the course of the next few months when they do get around to it. Moving on, he also shared with the fact that basically, like, the community feedback, community input has a high priority. This was pretty true when it came down to how they were testing Mauga and to make sure that he felt better. I will say that they've been pretty swift in dealing with him. He's not even come out in ranked yet. He will come out, I believe, this week, right? I think just today or tomorrow he's going to come out. So they are pretty dedicated to figuring, you know, these things out so they feel good. So I do respect that. I'm a big fan of that. For my console players, they are definitely looking out for you. Jared News basically said in the interview that they are looking to make a lot of improvements to the anti-cheat system and a lot of other things. I don't know, because, like, dude, for me, this was like at 3 a.m., so I don't remember it on top of my head. I was taking some notes. I don't know if they addressed zimming mouse and keyboard on console, but I do assume that the anti-cheat system will detect that and ban people for it. Again, that's my assumption. If anybody wants to correct me in the comment sections down below, I welcome that. Now, in regards to a future like roadmap or something like that, they basically said the future for Overwatch looks good, and they have plans that they will share at a later date, and the future looks bright. That was pretty much it, right? Like, he's hyping it up that, hey guys, the future looks good. I mean, they've been saying that for 3 years now, since the start of the public beta. So I guess the future still looks bright. You know, we're still in that weird candy land where the future is, you know, slowly getting brighter and brighter. And it is what it is. Now, let me talk about the things that I didn't like. This is where I wanted to dedicate a little bit more time to the video. Number one, we're going to talk about Mythic skins, and then we're going to talk about the controversial winter event pass that happened. Now, for the Mythic skins, he basically said that the team is exploring more customization, you know, options and choices to go along with player feedback. However, he stated that the Genji Mythic skin set the bar too high to begin with. I find this to be the most baffling thing that you can possibly hear from an executive. They set the bar and now they are complaining that, oh yeah, you know, we are the ones that made the Genji Mythic skin. We are the ones that gave it a lot of customizations option. And in a detailed blog post when before, you know, around the time the Genji Mythic skin came out, in that blog post, the artists and everybody was like, oh yeah, we care a lot about customization and all these different intricate details. And now Jared News is like, yeah, about that. So we set the bar too high. We're gonna kind of tone it down. You know, so guys, the new customization options from now on are going to be like maybe 2 to 3 weapon skins and like 7 color choices with come on now, like I don't know, man. Like, this is a really silly thing to say that, yeah, we put the bar too high with the Genji Mythic skin. And also Kiriko Materasu was really good. And like, while they were able to keep it high for like 1, 2, or 3 characters, almost 3 characters, they were like, yeah, no, the rest we cannot do it like that. And now let me tell you why that is the case. The truth behind this reason is, at the end of the day, these things are put behind $10 paywalls within a battle pass. And the thing about that is that still at the end of the day, you're still only paying them $10. Guys, when the 𝐒𝐈𝐈 skins came out, all those skins were almost at mythic level in terms of quality, presentation, sound effects, etc, etc. So the Overwatch team has come to realize that they're not going to openly say it, but they definitely want to put more time and investment into their quote-unquote legendary skins, whether they're collaborations or, you know, stuff like that, and have those make them more money than their battle pass skins. It basically, they are showing you that they don't care that much about the mythic skins. They care about making money, and that's the sad reality of it all, right? Especially when it comes to the mythics. Like, I'm fine if they mess up every now and then with like a event or something like that, but when you make this large commitment that, no, we have this unique thing that other games do not, call our mythic skins, and we do this with it, and then they go back on it, they're like, oh no, we're sorry, we didn't mean for it to be that good, we're gonna tone it down and you have to deal with it. That's kind of ridiculous. I know he didn't directly say that, but that's basically the statement when you say something like, yeah, the Genji skin kind of put the bar too high, as if like you had the full control over this process. Like, what do you mean it set the bar too high? Like, this was for you to figure out and control and maintain consistency over. And it goes to shows that my biggest fear is basically coming true, that Team 4, the Overwatch team, it's either they expand their team now in the next financial year, or they are really going to struggle going into the following year or 3. The next 2-3 years, we're going to perhaps even see some quality drops here and there, because they're showing you signs that they're struggling to keep up with the live service model, like pumping out skins all the time, pumping out modes all the time. It is stressful. It's not easy. Not every game can do it. And I would be okay with Overwatch taking like an extra month to give us like new cosmetics and content, than just trying to pump these out in 2 months. Like, realistically speaking, trying to do this type of stuff in 2 months, as far as cosmetics and content goes, not like, you know, balance changes, but as far as cosmetics and content goes, it can be very difficult. It is not easy, right? Especially if you are Team 4, who, you know, just finally got their hands on the steering wheel to perhaps drive Overwatch into a better direction. So yeah, I hope to see some improvements. Hopefully the future customization choices are much better. I do appreciate that he was a little bit more open about this, but I also do find it silly to say something like, yeah, we set the bar too high, guys, remanage your expectations. we're toning it down. They did this for PvE, they did this for the quality of this game, they did this for so many things, and honestly, that is such a slap to the face of the consumer, where it's like, hey guys, you know that thing that was supposed to be like so cool and at the highest of quality that we could deliver? Yeah, no, we're not doing that anymore. The fact that they've repeated this more than 2-3 times with Overwatch 2's lifespan in just 1 year is just depressing. With that being said, let's move on to the next one. The final thing that I want to talk about was about the Winter Fair, mini battle pass that they put out, the event battle pass that they put out, or the event pass, whatever you want to call it. And basically he said that the reason you were not able to obtain everything during this winter event was they thought that it was, the way that they did it was that it was a pretty fair process to allow people to get some legendary skins for $5. Now, I am going to explain a perspective here because in my previous video, I had some completely delusional people who didn't understand where I was coming from within that video. So I'm going to try and make a few things clear here. Guys, when a game does an event battle pass and asks you to pay $5 for it, what essentially you are paying for is that event battle pass experience, right? And a battle pass, we know, is a grindy system that gets you through from one level to the next, and you unlock cosmetic items. And as far as I remember, and I did go back and check on this too, when it came to marketing and promoting the winter event battle pass, that's how they kept doing it. That, oh, you will have more agency, you will have more choices of cosmetics, blah, 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 and things like that. Now, up until this point, we understand what these things are meant to be. That is fine. The problem is that the event battle pass is like when you pay for it, you're not paying to even unlock cosmetics. You are paying for a new shop system for you to earn these limited time currency, so you can spend it within that shop system. And even this limited time currency, not only is it a limited time currency that will just convert into credits and not even coins, which is great decision on their part, by the way. That's sarcasm for anybody that might miss the point. It converts to Overwatch credits. So like, yeah, you know, you paid these extra $5, yeah, go buy some old skins with it. Like, come on now. And the next thing about it was like, if you don't like make those, like, let's say even if you pay $5 or you are a free-to-play player and you only get a limited amount of money, you can still only get some skins. Like, for example, the Reinhardt skin, even if you play for 4 weeks and that's the only skin you want, you cannot get it. You have to pay for the full thing. You have to pay an extra $5 to get the Ryan skin. Now, this isn't actually about the skins themselves. I would be okay if, like, this is how you like control these situations, right? If they wanted to do this shop system, the shop system where you sit down, you grind out these points, and then you purchase it from their little shop, so you have more agency over what you want and what you don't want. Listen, I'm going to say one thing. Nobody ever complains about getting more free stuff, right? Like, I think something that would be really good is you could have a leveling system in the battle pass that when you hit, like, let's say level 1, you unlock sprays. You can pick the spray that you want right away. Level 2, you unlock a voice line. You can pick the voice line you want right away. And then let's say by the time we reach level 10, you get to pick one of the legendary skins. Now, if you pay an extra $5, you can unlock like 20 more levels. And along those levels, you can unlock the rest of the content. I think this is better, right? Because the point here is that it is, at the end of the day, being promoted as an event battle pass. And every other free live service game has done it like this, that whatever content that you saw, whether it was sprays, voice lines, emotes, or skins, when they were in an event battle pass, they were locked into tiers that you progress along them by playing the game, and you would unlock everything listed. Overwatch is the first of its kind to do an event battle pass where they implemented FOMO, like they put in FOMO and time gating and all this type of stuff. That is silly, and to use the excuse that, well, we thought, $5 for 4 skins is not that bad. First of all, one of the skins was literally free, and you could have given it away for free by just having like a play to win thingy that they always do in the actual game itself, giving people an incentive to play and win, number 1, for Kerrigan Widowmaker, and number 2, the price could have been 5, 10, or 15. The point here is respecting the consumer and the money that they spend, because today they charge us $5 for these many skins. Tomorrow they'll charge you $15 or $25 or whatever the case might be, and you still won't be able to get everything. Why? Because in their eyes it's fair. Like, look at this, they care about their view on it, not what the customer feels. Why did they get so much backlash? Because it was the customer telling that if I'm going to pay for all of this anyway, why would you gatekeep everything else? Oh, also, by the way, when he was questioned on if this stuff would be available in the shop or available in the future, he said he didn't know. The executive producer said he didn't know. And I find that a little bit concerning when it comes to the communication that may be happening in Team 4. This is the type of stuff that you should probably know, especially given the fact that the event is today, literally tonight. I'm not mistaken, it's 19th as I record this. So it's a little bit ridiculous. I still think the situation is ridiculous. I think, like, regardless of price, if you're doing something like this, you promote it as the season of giving gifts and stuff like that. And desperately, Overwatch 2 needs goodwill. There is no harm in giving the stuff away if you don't plan to sell it. But if you do plan to sell it, it softens the blow, because if people want more skins or cosmetics, they can get it from the shop. But if it's not even going to be in the shop, that's going to be a little bit silly. Anyways, everybody, that's going to be it for this video. Jared Noose, SVB, in the off chance that you guys ever see this, a huge fan of both of your work. Respect the both of you. Much love to you guys for everything you do for this community. You know, I might not agree with everything Jared might say, but I do like his vision for the game. I just think they need to get better at understanding their consumer and what is fair, and most importantly, what is a good way, like, what is that good middle ground of a rewarding experience when you ask your consumers to spend money on your game. Now, that's going to be it from me, everybody. If you want to support the channel for free, you can do so by hitting like and subscribe. That helps with the algorithm. Leave a comment on what you think and what you're looking forward to most in Overwatch's future. And finally, if you want to support the channel financially, you can do so by using Super Chat down below. I will see you in tomorrow's video.